See, okay, you guys know that on Mondays we do well to bring you great words to motivate you throughout the week, okay? And today on Motivation, we are joined with Ezeogu Emeka, the head of Academy and Coaching Services at the Olushola Lanre Coaching Academy. He holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in Industrial Mathematics and Master's degree in Managerial Psychology. He is a certified leadership and a life success coach, and he will definitely be speaking to us today on managing pent-up frustration and anger. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Yeah, okay. So now we're talking about this very, very important topic, right? How to manage pent-up frustration and anger, right? Generally, the world is a very chaotic space, considering like what has been happening in recent times, and then particularly in this our beautiful country, Nigeria, you know, and all of that. So now, first off, before we get to how to manage it, let's start by talking about how to even identify, right? What are those things that will say, okay, you know what, I think I am, do you understand? Because I think the first thing is knowing for yourself that, okay, I'm frustrated and all of that. So how?
All right, so I would say for anger first. Anger is always it's almost always a secondary emotion.
Okay.
All right. Secondary in the sense that there is a primary emotion that is that anger channels, or that anger is used to express. You want to first go back to that primary emotion. What am I feeling really before this anger? Why am I angry? Exactly, why am I angry? So oftentimes we discover that people are either guilty, afraid, ashamed, and then frustrated.
Okay.
And then it is revealed in anger. Right.
Revealed or expressed?
Well, maybe both. Revealed and expressed in anger.
Okay.
So you want to know what, in the case of frustration, oftentimes frustration is an emotion that comes from unmet expectations. So I have expectations and then they are consistently not being met. So I begin to become frustrated. You want to know what's causing it specifically, all right? And once you know that, you can really know, okay, I'm angry because I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because I have expectations that are not met. What can I do now?
Okay.
All right? And this starts with self-awareness. So the ability to know that something is changing in me. Something is changing in me. But every time you get angry, it pays to know the emotion, the primary emotion, because you can diffuse the anger, de-escalate it faster if you know what the primary emotion is. What am I actually expressing as anger? What exactly am I feeling? Once you get to the root of that, then you can begin to think of how to, because oftentimes if you deal with that primary emotion, the anger just fades
goes away, right? It actually makes a whole lot of sense. So now, the question I have is now, before you get to that point of even realizing that you're angry now, because I know of people that literally express themselves, right? And then they're like, I don't even know when I got like that. I don't even know what I was doing in that moment. They actually take a quick action, right? So how do we call ourselves back, right? How do we get to that point where we even realize that, okay, like I'm getting angry? How?
People would always want to feel, especially people who have identified with their anger, and they say, "Look, I'm an angry person."
Exactly.
When it happens, it's not a complete truth because emotions happen after thoughts. And this is it. Emotions you can't feel without thinking.
Without thinking, true.
All right.
True.
The quality of thoughts now determine the quality of emotion, and then the expression of that emotion, how you either manage it or you express it harshly. It depends on the quality of thoughts. You're always thinking. So if you're going to get to become aware of of anger as an emotion, it's in space. Every time we teach anger management, we try to tell people that, look, between impact and your response, there is a small space of time. Inside that, it could be less than a second, it could be a second, it could be, but inside that space of time, that's where all your power lies.
Okay.
All. So I'll use this illustration. He's an abusive husband. Every time he says, look, I don't know, I just get angry. The same thing the wife says that gets him flustered and angry, right? He bought a bus somewhere in Lagos, and then a Navy woman or an Army woman would say the same thing, the exact same thing.
But you first process that.
So it goes back to say that every time he hits the wife,
He thinks about it.
I can get away with it.
True, and nothing's going to happen.
He's made acquaintance with consequences and like, look, yeah, this is something I can do, and then he does it. So when he tells you, look, something just takes over me, it's not complete truth. He has thoughts, right? And it is in that space of thinking that all your power lies. The moment you sense that, look, there is a physiological change, I'm breathing too fast. My head, some people get so angry, they begin to heat up literally. My head is like exploding. Some people's sight, their vision narrows, so everything is blurry. They are actually getting angry. Once you begin to sense those physiological transformations, those physiological changes, it tells you something is wrong. Your body is actually telling you, okay, we're responding to some emotional, so do you want to...
For me, I feel it's just hot. It just starts rising.
Exactly.
From my belly.
Okay, so now the next question I have is this. So now there's this thing that happens now. I think it's fast becoming a culture, right? I think it's with the new age and all of that, where people say, you know what, my feelings are valid and I should be able to express myself. If you're telling me not to express myself, be it negatively or positively, you're hampering on my humanity or my ability to express as a human being. So now, where do we draw the line on the ability to say, see, you did this thing, it doesn't make sense, I need to express it. So where do we draw that line?
Yeah, of course, our feelings are always valid. But when you're going to cause destruction, cause harm, I work as a therapist, and there is a confidentiality clause that binds myself and my clients every time. But I tell them beforehand that if whatever we're discussing here will lead to your own harm or you're going to harm somebody else, I feel obliged, I'm obligated to report this to appropriate authorities.
Okay.
So your emotions are valid, but when you're going to begin to cause harm to people,
to other people,
and to the system that you live within, then that's where we begin to draw the line.
Okay.
Because even you will know that it takes a lot to feel so much that you'll destroy yourself.
True.
Right?
Very true.
It takes a lot, so I don't want to deny that happens. I mean, that's suicide sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. But when you're so invested in your emotions that you're causing pain and harm to others, you're beginning to get off your space. That's where we draw the line.
That's where you actually draw the line.
That's where we draw the line.
Okay, so now down to the bone of the topic, how do we manage it? We realize, okay, fine, this annoys me, this gets me upset, and all of that. How do we actually manage frustration and anger?
I think the first thing we should understand is the locus of control is always within you. Emotions don't happen outside you.
Okay.
So if it doesn't happen outside you, then the mechanism, the system to control it cannot be outside you. It's always within you. It's always in your readiness to ask yourself, what do I really want? People think it's an ideal, but in life we're always chasing ideals. The ideal is, in this case, what is the outcome that I truly want? I'll take frustration as a real... your frustration increases, right, when you place the locus of control on somebody else, a system outside of you. So you begin to, when my change is dependent on someone else's action, I don't have any control over that. I have set up myself to be consistently frustrated.
Okay.
What I want to do is ask myself, what do I have control over?
Okay.
So I stay within this confines, and I see if I can better my lot one step at a time, within the place where I have control. What decisions can I make? What steps can I consistently make that would actually try and better?
Okay.
That someone else will act in my favor, I have no control over that. I'm consistently setting up myself for frustration. So with frustration, the key is to understand the locus of control, your sphere of control, the place of influence over your life. What can I control? In this situation, what can I fix?
What can I do? Amazing, amazing. I mean, I feel that was definitely directed at me, and I'll definitely be taking serious thoughts to my expressions next time if I start to feel frustrated. Thank you so much. Great words. And that's all we have time for right about now. But then again, we're still here, Wake Up Nigeria, so keep watching.